This is a job that requires a lot of patience and a lot of scalpels.
I will go through on a piece like this, maybe 100 to 200 number 11 scalpel blades.
Craig Tinsky is understated when describing his art.
You know, in first grade, when you made snowflakes, it's nothing like that. So I take a piece of paper and I cut holes in it.
Tens of thousands of holes, each one carefully cornered or rounded to create a pattern that, upon taking a step back, comes alive as an image.
If you light it from the front and look at the shadow, then my precise design shows up really sharply.
Harriet Tubman, Frank Sinatra, Volodymyr Zelensky have all had their images captured by Tinsky's scalpels. But he says his latest piece is especially meaningful. It will adorn the judicial chambers of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Justice Jackson and I planned together for literally over a year.
Tinsky grew up with Jackson in Miami in the 1980s, where he says she stood out as a brilliant student and role model. It was a time when the city was gripped by racial tensions, triggered by police brutality toward black people.
There were riots. We couldn't go out of our house. And Ketanji Brown was the class president in that white school.
Last spring, Jackson's nomination by President Joe Biden was celebrated by liberals but derided by many conservatives. Some right-wing TV commentators deliberately mispronounced her African first name, prompting Tinsky to create posters with the message, "Ketanji is another word for justice."
The United States and the Constitution will be great beneficiaries of her appointment.
Legal scholars expect Jackson to carry on the legacy of the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the retired Stephen Breyer, both liberal stalwarts on the High Court, now dominated by conservatives. Jackson did not take part in last summer's blockbuster abortion case. On Tuesday, she'll hear a case involving legal protections for black voters.
I think that I would look to her to be a hero for individual rights.
Tinsky's art piece for Jackson shows the female figure of justice beside the Supreme Court's entrance. He says it's the perfect symbol to celebrate the doors of justice opening for his friend. Heidi Zhou-Castro, Aljazeera, Washington.